Okay, the session is now being recorded. So the topic is all about the signal spectra, signal processing, and signals. Now, as to begin with, what is signals? Most likely, when I say signals, it defined a physical quantity with respect to time. Actually, signal can be uh, displayed in a if you are familiar with an oscilloscope or MATLAB software, we can generate a signal. Later, no, I will be showing to you how to generate a signal. But a signal can be classified as an analog or a digital. So now, as when we say independent variable or with respect to time, in a T domain, this is the signal. This is a sinusoidal signal with respect to time. This is the amplitude. So again, the signal is composed of frequency, uh, phase, and amplitude. Those are the components of signals. So what are the difference? This is the main amplitude. This is the amplitude. Now the number of, when you say the frequency, that is the cycle per second. One cycle per second is a frequency. Phase, for example, uh, you have a signal here, then there is a change from 0 to 180 degree or 0 to 360 degrees. That is a phase shift. No, but that is the composition of signal. Okay, so I hope that is clear to everyone. Now, as we continue, it is also a function of one or more independent variables. Now, imagine this is the signal. Later, we will be translating it to a MATLAB software. But this time, for example, this your signal 1, the presentation of 5t. So what does it mean? If t is equivalent to 0, what will be your s? So therefore, 0. If t is equivalent to 1, s is equivalent to 5. So if t is equivalent to 2, s is equivalent to 10. If t is equivalent to 3, s is equivalent to 15. So what did you notice? If we will be plotting it, let's say with respect to t and s, 0, 0, 1 and 5, 2 and 10, so it appears to be a linear. So therefore, this is a linear equation. As you already know, the equation of a linear is ymx plus b. So that is an equation of a linear function where this m is the slope. If we have 2 points here, for example, this x sub 1, y sub 1, this is y sub x sub 2, y sub 2. We can say that slope is m, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So that is the uh, mathematical uh, equivalent of the slope. Now, but in this case, we will be having a different signal. For example, uh, if if t is equivalent to 0, s is 0. But if t is equivalent to 1, s is equivalent to 20. If t is equivalent to 2, so 2 times 2, 4, that is 80. Okay, but if t is equivalent to 3, what is your s? 3 times 3 times 9. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Then times 20 is 180. Okay, so if we will plot this 0, 0, 120, let's say here, 280, 3, 180. So it can be an exponential. So exponential curve. So meaning to say, the equation says what would be the graph if we would use it graphically. Now, this is the case that we have two x and y in an equation. And this does the indication of the summation wherein there's already an amplitude here. This is the sine, meaning to say this is the 2 pi ft. So what usually the omega is 2 pi f 2 pi f. So that is the angular frequency, then the phase. So that would be the signal as a function. Later we will be showing to you the demonstration of MATLAB, the basics of MATLAB. So anyway, this the example of the speech signal, as you can notice, it varies dependent uh, differently. Okay, so there is a signal, maybe a signal with pure or noise, something like that. Now let's find out what is analog signal processing. It's just an analog input signal, then can be processed inside an analog signal processor. Then the expected output is an output signal. But the only difference is in the digital signal, you have the analog to digital converter, where the analog signal is being converted to digital signal. And the digital signal, as you notice, can also be converted into analog signal. No? So that is the case. For example, in this one, this is the digital. Then the digital is converted to analog. Okay, that is the process inside the digital signal processor. Okay, so now classification of signals, we have the continuous time. By the way, if you are familiar with sampling, sampling is the one the first process of analog, because in ADC we have sampling, quantizing, then coding. Okay, so if you have a sampling frequency is 1 over t. So therefore, if the signal is being sampled with respect to time, so the continuous, let's say for example, this is the sampler or the sampling process. This is the characteristic of the continuous. But the output would be let's say, a discrete signal. Still analog in nature. But in order for you to remove the analog composition here, there is need to quantize. That's why we are removing unwanted signal, making this discrete signal a digital signal, discrete value. Then for the coding part, that is that we can assign binary, that is 1 or 0. That is can be understood. That's why that is behind the ADC. Now, when say continuous time, more on the analog. Discrete time, still analog. But there is a characteristic of digital signal. So we will be comparing continuous valued versus discrete valued signal. Deterministic and random. So when you say random signals, it appears a periodic in character. Deterministic, you are sure on where and when. Multi-channel, it means multi-channel signal or multi-dimensional, can be in any domain. Now, in the continuous time, take note of this. A simple harmonic oscillation is mathematically described by the following. So imagine this. This is the x sub o base t, that is equivalent to a. This is the amplitude, actually. Then the cosine. Usually, we have the omega. But the omega, most likely, is near, in this case, we have pi t plus theta. Okay? Now, as we notice, as we know, that is the omega 2 pi f. Okay, that's why we can say that a cosine 2 pi f is the omega or the ohm or omega, something like that, representing the sinusoidal signal. Now, how we can understand? Imagine this is the signal that we are analyzing, the a cosine of 2 pi ft plus theta. So imagine this is the signal that we are being analyzed. And then this is the signal going through the, okay. So now this is the one cycle here. We have one sample. That's a 1 over f. Okay, and this is the amplitude. Then this is the a cosine theta. Okay, that is an analog sinusoidal signal in a mathematical with limits of infinity to negative infinity. Now, the discrete time, as you notice, the discrete time signal is like this, the lollipop signal. Okay, imagine this. This is the analog. Now, it follows the, okay, the discrete signal. Now, it must be synchronized because there are times that even though we have, let's say, for example, we have this one. Okay, these are the discrete, but the signal is not synchronized. So that is a problem. Therefore, we need to make sure that it can be synchronized. So you may sample the signal so that it can synchronize, that the discrete signal will be synchronized with the analog signal. Okay, so take note that the frequency has dimension of cycles per sample. Okay, so now as we continue again with the discrete signal, uh, the analog to digital converter, as we know, that is what I am telling a while ago, sampling, quantizing, encoding. Now, for the block diagram, this is the sampler wherein the X sub A is continuous. Okay, continuous or analog. Then the X sub N is already a discrete. And then this quantized signal wherein the signal is being filtered, removing unwanted noise. Then coding, that is the binary encoding, the digital signal. So that is the process inside the AD converter, the analog to digital converter. Okay? So now, as we continue again, the sampling of analog signal, as we know, this is the analog signal. And then imagine this is the stem signals. It's like a lollipop, stem signals. Now, defined mathematically as X sub N, X sub A, and T. Okay? So now, this is the analog, the X sub A sub T. So it must be synchronized. Okay? So if not, there would be a problem. Okay, now as we continue again, the aliasing is, this is the problem of what I'm talking, wherein the analog is not aligned with the signal. So there will be an aliasing, distortion. So we need to synchronize by adjusting the sampling frequency. Now, the quantization of a continuous amplitude signal takes place when the signal is after being sampled will be now quantized. Okay, so now it is quantized. There is a already still synchronized, but the quantization setup is followed. Okay, so I think that is the topic. Okay, so I will just stop the recording and proceed to the next topic.